You are now listening to the West Side of THA Afterparty.com.
Yo, 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 what's up? This your boy 100P with my boy Brandon Black. Yeah. Check us out every Sunday from 5 to 6 on Hood Humor. Yo, B, tell them what they can expect.
Tune in for comedy skits, prank calls, and our hilarious hood opinions on news and entertainment. You think it, and we say it. We'll see you at the party. If not, we're going to turn our back on you like a bad father. Drake, is that you?
What's good? What's good? You are back for another episode of Hood Humor. We are in the building, 100P, myself, Brandon Black, and the homie Speck is here with us today.
What up, though? What up?
Ring some bells for you, brother. Bring you in right, you know what I'm saying?
That's right.
My boy Speck,
What's up,
man.
y'all?
You know, tell the people something about yourself, man.
Introduce yourself.
Introduce
to the people,
yourself.
Man. You got these young, these little music groupies out there listening,
Nah,
man.
I don't know nothing about none of that.
not him. They say we got a lot of them out there listening. You know,
I don't got any, man.
Speck, don't put him in that category.
Oh,
you know what I'm
I'm just an artist, man. I'm just, I don't know. I make music. You know, I rap, produce, throw a lot of events.
Okay.
Host a lot of events. I was big in the battle rap world for a long time.
Oh, what?
So if y'all follow that,
Yeah.
was a part of really putting a lot of dudes that y'all probably listen to or y'all watch on the map.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I've been around for a long time. Been in LA for a long time, just doing my thing. And, now I'm a music teacher as well.
Oh, no shit.
I
Ladies,
coach martial arts.
He'll whoop your ass, too.
I mean, I might, you know what I'm saying? Never know.
He'll produce the beat and put a beating on you.
Yeah, so there you go.
You say my shit
Double
sound.
entendre
What'd you
type
say?
shit.
Say my shit sound bad. I got something for you.
Nah, I don't take it that personal. But I just do a lot of things. I'm pretty chill, low key.
Yep.
I don't drink too much, but
I see you got the water, man.
Yeah.
I feel bad right now.
I chief though, so
Oh,
all
you
of
chief.
those.
See, I don't
it's
do
legal
that.
now. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
so,
saying?
That's what I don't do.
But you know what's so crazy? For years, they've always tried to downplay and say marijuana
For sure.
is bad for you. You know how many relatives I had die from sclerosis of the liver and lung cancer? You know what I'm saying? Come on.
I think with weed, honestly, especially older black folks, just because kind of how white America portrayed it on black America, anybody that was an educated older black man or woman didn't really they didn't embrace that too much. It was always a
There's a lot of
stigma.
propaganda.
It was a stigma oh nah, if you smoke reefer, you smoke weed, you smoking dope and it's gonna lead to some other shit. And I think now because there's a lot of education around it and a lot of people who are older actually are seeing the effects of it changing their lives on a front page basis. I think that is, a big thing, that's opening a lot of people's mind. People over 45, 50, they, starting to spark up CBD oils,
Absolutely.
using the bath bombs, all that kind of shit. So I think it's pretty fresh to kind of see the evolution in that too.
It's actually a marijuana-based oil out there. I think it's called Flare.
Yeah.
I might be wrong. But for women, you can put it on your clitoris, your labia, inside.
Run that.
Orgasm could last for up to 5 minutes.
Holy.
5 minutes straight. Just, ain't that crazy?
That's some crazy shit, man.
5-minute orgasm with this marijuana oil. But it's not for us, unfortunately.
I think
it.
it's for dudes that can't get their girl off.
Yes.
Baby, put some of this.
It's it's the I can't fuck you oil.
Put some of this indica oil down there, baby. And let me. That's crazy, though.
And you know what's so crazy? A lot of the guys who go out looking for Viagra, you know what I'm saying? Viagra is sort of like a pill used as a drug. Now, you can go on the street and see who's selling Viagra.
Yeah,
it's like, come on, man. One older guy asked me, what should I do about not getting an erection? I said, you know what? You get rid of that ugly-ass girl you with, and you'll be able to get up. You know what I'm saying? Shit.
Yeah, I had a couple homies that are a little older, in their mid-40s. Ask, hey man, I need some Viagra. I was like, what you need Viagra for, bro? Do some jumping jacks or some shit. And he was like, nah, I just need to just show that I can hold it down still. I was like, man, that's not showing, bro. That's a crutch. You know what I'm saying? That's like a dick crutch.
Shit, I got this young 22-year-old, man. I'm trying to go in there and break her goddamn back, baby.
How do you feel about that, man? You seeing that a lot nowadays. You see a lot of 22-year-old girls with old men, or you see a lot of older women with young guys. You remember back in the day, it wasn't like that. You didn't see that.
I don't. keep it real. I think that shit's always exists, but I think with the advent of social media, now we have that shit in everybody's face.
Yeah.
So there's a lot more people that are, trying to be journalists and trying to be TMZ on the internet and reporting anything and everything. So you seeing that shit, more people say, oh man, this 40-year-old person with this 19-year-old. But I know growing up, like, and if you lived in the hood anywhere, you was a younger dude and you fucked the older chick, that shit was points. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was points. So, like, and then there's a double standard, though, because, like, if you an older dude fucking with the younger chick, it's like, oh, you preying on little girls, and, like,
it's a whole different P word, pervert.
You know what I mean? And I mean, personally, for me, like, I look at it on a level of, like, what can you offer me? Honestly, like, I learned young, like, you always got to be balanced out by whoever you fucking with. So, like,
absolutely,
a young chick who's still living at home, don't got a car, don't understand life, ain't never really been through no struggles, ain't really never been through no shit. It's like, what could I really generally do to match up with you? Like, emotionally, our wits ain't the same. Like, we not focused on the same things. Like, how can I sexually, like, be into that and just make that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I think for me, like, as I got older, it became a little different having children and shit. Like, you look for different things and shit. But, hey, some young dudes, they might have been in jail for 25 years. They get out off a level 4 yard and they like, yo, like, I'm trying to stretch them new cheeks, like, you know what I mean? And I'm like, yo, bro, like,
them young dudes ones. I'm just trying to play, fight, and fuck, baby. I ain't got time for conversation.
Right.
None of that, man.
This motherfucking Terrell online said, tell us to stop drinking beer. Look at y'all stomachs. Hey, man, all kings and queens were heavy set.
Exactly.
Shit.
Is Terrell who?
Somewhat.
That's Terrell. That's my buddy, man. I'm proud of this guy because he's been working at McDonald's for 15 years as a fry maker. You know what I'm saying?
Good job, Terrell.
Damn. That's consistent.
Everybody know the fries is the best part of McDonald's. So you, my friend, have been providing happiness to people for 15 years.
Well, he wasn't the guy that they caught at McDonald's coming in the mayonnaise. Did y'all hear about that on the news?
Nah.
Guy was white guy. It was a white guy, white young kid, sitting there jacking up in the mayonnaise and spreading it on people's burgers.
D White on Instagram said, "Man, I thought that was Don Cheeto."
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
You ever got that before?
I mean, I get that all the time from dudes that don't tell good jokes.
Oh.
Snap back. A lot of people don't snap back, man. We like that on here. You all right with me, goddammit. Let's go.
Yeah, man. Come on,
Let's go.
I'm not out here playing with these kids, man.
Tell them, man.
Yeah, keep that shit to yourself, bro.
I say, I put myself in the category of me being from South Central LA. I spent a lot of time in Houston, Texas.
Right.
But it's like I feel like I'm one of the last a group of them last OGs. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like I don't feel I'm a part of that. Like Tekashi, Kodak Black wave. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like, cause I still listen to Scarface, Too Short, E40.
Yeah,
for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Sally Sale, old school brother
Spice
Lynch music,
One.
Spice One.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Drew Down, them
Right.
cats. I listened to a song earlier and I didn't know who the hell it was. I'm listening like, what the fuck is this? I had to ask my 10-year-old, who is this rapping?
Right.
And he said, oh, that's 21 Savage.
Oh, for
and I'm
sure.
like, damn, they really ain't saying nothing no more.
I mean, it was a point, I
The
think
beat is good.
Social media gave everybody a voice. Jay-Z said that shit years ago. You remember when he dropped his album on Samsung? That shit stuck with me forever. Like,
Yeah.
I remember that quote because that shit made the most sense as, like, YouTube and all these little platforms are really starting to spawn. And he was like, yo, like, the internet gave everybody a voice. Everybody got an equal fucking foot in the race. Like,
Right.
everybody could run the same speed if you do the shit right. And I think a lot of these younger kids and, like, the millennials and now, they look at the shit and it's like, yo, like, we on. Like, let's do this shit. Let's get the shit popping. Like, let's do whatever we can. If we got to build some content, we got to go out here and go viral. We have all of these different resources to go do the shit. So, like, I think that there's not really a buffer. And then added to the fact, there's a lot of older hip-hop dudes who are just, nah, fuck that. Everything you do is whack. You trash. You this and that.
Yeah.
I'm a musician myself, and I understand that shit because right now, me coaching kids in martial arts and teaching shit, and teaching kids as well, like, I see there's a polarity. It's like these kids are young. They don't have cats like us that taught them like, yo, this is what you're supposed to be looking for. This is what this is. This is what this is. It's just basically like, go ahead and do you. Go ahead and do you. Go ahead and do you. So if there's no reinforcement to show these cats how to be refined, you're going to get that kind of shit. You're going to get that kind of music. You're going to get these kids that's just doing whatever. You're going to get these kids that do crimes and snitch. Yeah. They don't understand principles. It's it's a bigger level of a lot of shit. So, like, I don't know. I got to understand it because I got kids myself, but at the same time, I come from the Nas and the Big Daddy Kane. I'm 41. I come from that era of, like, when rap started. My dad was one of the first DJs in the shit. Like, I moved to California from New York, from the Bronx in 3rd grade. And then grew up in South Central and Ice-T and DJ Quick and OTFB and what I'm saying, yeah. Bloods and Crip album and Brother Lynch, all of that. So I got to embrace both sides, and I think now because kids get to pick and choose whatever they want, yeah, they don't necessarily gotta fuck with what we fuck with.
And what's so crazy, man? Not to cut you off, that
you good.
You saying that you're coming from the Bronx, I've worked on the East Coast a lot. Like I say, it's no secret. We used to work at the airport.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we would have to go work in a lot of different places. And
sure.
And also, I spent a little time in Newark, New Jersey.
Dope.
And I bumped into a few people that have never heard of DJ Quick. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it threw me off, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, damn, even me being from California, I knew who Big L was, back in the day.
For sure, yeah.
Like these cats. I'm like, damn, people really don't know the history of music. DJ Quick was one of the great producers in the game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
He was the first dude to say blood on wax.
The first dude to say, yep, he said that.
Facts.
Too. Yeah.
He was the first gang member to really like claim a hood on wax.
Yep.
Like blood or Crip. And that shit is like kind of crazy that, he's not recognized even on a higher level as far as like our icons on the West Coast. Like he was really like the first super producer rapper because he actually was writing a lot of his lyrics. Dre, a lot of people forget he was getting written for. So you got to take that, like it was really quick. But, I think New York is a lot different in a way where there's so much New York shit that they wasn't really checking for us out here. NWA and like Ice-T was it. And then fuck Compton, when that shit came out, like nobody on the West Coast was fucking with New York. So New York was like, all right, cool. And that just kind of started the fracture right there. So
I mean, LA was cold for a while when that shit was going on because most of the music stuff had to go through the East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That whole little blackball area, people you do the math. How many artists really came out like now? You got a lot of artists coming out of LA, you know what I'm saying? Facts. You got a lot of artists coming out repping LA that I ain't never seen before, you know what I'm saying? Never even knew this person was from LA, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's like, man, back in the day, you didn't have the maybe one or two, you know what I'm saying, that was coming out here and there.
Mm-hmm.
But, other than that, like we was talking about earlier, we heard the Nipsey situation.
Rest in peace.
You know what I'm saying? He died?
Yeah, he died.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy, man. That go to show you, man.
I wasn't trying to
what
hear
they say,
that.
here
right
1
now.
minute, gone the next.
Yeah, that shit crazy. 33.
Damn.
Dead at 33. That's some cold shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know some people who live the lives, in the hoods, gangbanging and stuff like that. Some people might say, like, okay, that's what he get or blah, blah. Like, come on, man. This is 2019. You know what I'm saying? Like, when is this shit going to end?
Yeah, man. That's tough. That's really tough for me to hear. Like, Nipsey.
Likewise.
I mean, one of my best friends in high school was best friends with Nipsey. You know what I mean? Like, the dude that, like, I really produced one of his first, like, albums out. And he got Nipsey on that project. You know what I mean? And my boy Phonics, shout out to my boy Phonics, he produced a lot of big records for Nipsey coming up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like 2005 and 2006 in that era when Nipsey was just getting on. So, and my brother is from the same neighborhood over there. So, like, just shout out to shout out to Nipsey, man. Like that.
The hood hero.
Just catching that shit live is just kind of a trip. Like,
yeah.
That's damn. That shit just kind of, man.
He made shit seem real and possible for niggas that grew up where we grew up.
Yeah, I mean, I remember back in the day when we going to the Floss and Swap meet. You know what I'm saying?
Holy fuck,
he was used to be out there selling CDs. back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy.
He just done so much for the community too, though. Like, it's so much bigger than some gang shit. Like, I think that's the thing that like we forget, because especially out here in California, it's like everybody is so connected to this gang shit. Like, besides that, like, this dude has like invested a lot of money into businesses, you know what I mean? Started businesses, gave a lot of people opportunities, jobs, like put a lot of kids in good positions, donated money to education, like, you know, working with like a lot of different groups of people. Like,
it was buying back the block.
Man, I feel,
you know what I'm saying? You got
just his wife and kid, like, you know what I'm saying, or his girl and kid, like, that's devastating. I just literally posted 2 days ago on my Instagram story, Nipsey and Lauren London, like, joking and doing their interview, like, compatibility or something.
I saw that. Yeah, I
and
watched
then he was
yesterday.
like, come on. He was like, next question, cuz. And I laughed, so I had recorded that. And I was like, that's a true South Central love right there, where, like, that's just in stride and she's laughing with that, and it's just him not breaking character.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like, damn, bro, like.
We got a phone call.
Fuck, dude.
What's good? You on the line with Hood Humor. Who's this?
What's up, Ethan? It's Terrell, man. It's your boy, man.
What up, T?
Hey, and I heard your boy talking about how Nip how got killed and shit. That's like shocking to me, but at the same time, it kind of remind me of Tupac death, my nigga, because like that shit is unexpected, man. But I think the difference is Nipsey was an independent artist, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know if that shit was like that. That shit, wow, bro. You know what I mean? And another thing, because I heard you was saying how, like, a lot of these rappers coming out of L.A., we don't know what the fuck we are. It's kind of like niggas is selling their soul in the game, you know what I mean? Like, back in the day, it was kind of like when a rapper was coming out, like, the people gave their approval if they was good or bad. It was up to the people. Now these motherfuckers popping up like roaches, like, who is this motherfucker? Who is that motherfucker? Like, niggas is getting, like, bottom-of-line deals, you know what I mean? Niggas is selling their soul, so it's like, they're not even going through the people no more.
I mean, you know, a lot of people got to realize too, man. Like, one thing we all got to remember, that we ain't nobody here forever. We all gotta kick that bucket one day. You know what I'm saying?
But that's not supposed to be a senseless violence, though.
That's not supposed to be a senseless violence. But like I said, none of us know when we gonna die, how we gonna die.
That's true,
right?
So I mean, a lot of people are shocked to hear news of stuff like that. But you know, you got a lot of stuff going on. Not saying that. Okay, what happened is cool.
Well, you got to think about it. We
like,
came from the same area, so it is a war zone right there. You know, you got the whole.
It's a war zone.
Troubles. Even the 40 niggas be beefing with the 60s. You know what I mean? And then it's kind of like the summertime. Niggas getting out, niggas going, he's still in his hood. So I mean, at the same time, it's sad, it's fucked up. But at the same time, niggas die for what they believe in. You know what I'm saying? Niggas gonna die for that respect. It's just like, nigga, if somebody disrespect your daughter and you step up to that nigga and he blow your brains out, you die for what you believed in. You died in defending your daughter. You see what I'm saying? Some niggas, you know what I'm saying? It's a fucked up game though, man.
I mean,
excuse my language. I know we lie. Excuse my, but man.
In all, what was saying on the news right now was that it was 3 shot. You know, I guess Nipsey didn't make it. I don't know about the other 2. You know, hopefully they make it. But it's just crazy, man. The man standing out in front of his business. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where I make my money at.
But it's a fucked up situation, man. Because you can't. It's because like the thing is, I'm gonna be real, nigga. I grew up with the troubles and the hoods. I don't gangbang though, but Nipsey is one of the best rappers that's out though. How they get Cardi B that award over Nip? That shit was like they been playing this nigga, man. And I see the thing is, they gave Cardi B that shit. It's because nigga, she selling her soul, my nigga. She fucking with them niggas, homie.
Well, hey, you see what's going on with her now? You know, she shot herself in the foot talking about drugging men and shit like that. Yeah. Hell, you wanna
they play that nigga.
Equality for your ass right there.
The thing is, it could be gang violence, but at the same time, bro, that shit could be some bullshit, bro.
It could be
bullshit.
It could
look
be.
What happened to Pimp C? They talking about Pimp C overdosed off the lane. That nigga ain't overdosed, bro. As soon as he died, nigga, T.I. came the king. Nigga, look what happened to Whitney Houston. They said she drowned in her tub, she overdosed in her tub. Nigga, she been smoking crack for 80 years, my nigga. You think she gonna nigga OD in a tub? And then later they said she didn't OD? Come on, man, all that shit, it be deeper messages in that shit, man. That shit is getting cold, mommy. They knock niggas out the way.
Man, I'm telling you, that's why all this shit. That's why people gotta wake up and realize what's going on. What you just said, they knocking niggas out the way. We gotta stop knocking each other out the way. You know what I'm saying?
But sometimes, what I'm saying is, I don't think, like I said, it could have been gang violence, bro, but it could have been deeper than that, bro. Because, like, you got to think about it. one of the top fucking rappers in the game, homie. Independent artist ain't signed to no record label, bro. Shitting on rappers out here that signed to labels. You see where I'm going with this?
It's not that deep. It's not that deep, bro. Like, we in South
I
Central LA.
I'm saying it could be either way, though.
We in South Central LA. We around a lot of haters. There's a lot of black men who don't have any money, and we learn the crabs in the barrel. No disrespect to anybody out there. That, you know, we learn that mentality. And the one thing that black men cannot do is tell each other, I love you, without it feeling like some weird way, or celebrating another black dude's success right next to him, without them feeling jealous or feeling envy. So that really come down to that. You know, I mean, politics and everything involved, but on a level, you know, there have been too many cats that's up and coming that got a future. That, you know, like, look at Dollar in the Beverly Center. You know what I mean? Same thing. You know what I mean? Like, there's I could list so many up and coming LA rappers who've been killed off of this same type of shit.
And you know what's so crazy? Some of the legends in the game, you know, a lot of people don't realize it. A few legends in the game have all been slain in California.
Facts.
You know what's so crazy? It's wild, man. Yeah, we don't call this shit the Wild West for nothing.
We don't have life. We don't preserve life, man. We celebrate death. We celebrate jail. We celebrate the homies going to jail. We celebrate the homies being miseducated or uneducated, and we celebrate the homies like either doing some fuck shit and fucking homies over. Bro. So like, you know, it's difficult to be hearing that kind of shit because, like, for me, like, I grew up in a gang. I was in a gang neighborhood. I've been shot. I went through all that shit, but I actually like do shit for the community now, and I don't go on the internet and talk about it, and I'm I'm very into this shit, and it's crazy to just hear that shit. It's like, man, like, I tell my homies all the time, don't say you got love for me. If you got love for me, you don't love me, you don't rock with me. Like, I can't rock with you if you got these borders up. Because when I die tomorrow, you're going to be telling homies how much you missed me and how much you love me, but you can't tell me you love me now. You feel me? Man, you see me doing damage and shit to myself, you can't help me build up. Like, that shit fake. Smoke and mirrors and shit.
We gotta fucking stick together, man. Like,
it's bigger than that, man.
They got their own communities where they buy from each other and shit. The messages, we the only motherfuckers that don't buy from each other, man. That shit is killing us, bro.
I mean, I will say this though, T. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean no disrespect to other black folks, but it's like, hell, you wanna stick to black business owned. You know what I'm saying? Support them. But it's like when you go to some of them, they try to beat you. You go to Julio, he's $2. You go to him, he's $6. Like, wait a minute.
It's true, but like on a bigger picture, I was doing some research and I was looking up, and it says when a white man gets some money, bro, that dollar goes to 26 white hands before it goes throughout their hands. When a black man gets some money, that should go to like 2 or 3 black hands because they go spend it out somewhere else. And then you got these motherfuckers, they from other countries, they spend the money. Well, we can't get none of that. Because we ain't sticking together. We always want to, like you said, overcharge each other, try to take advantage of each other. Man, we got to cut this shit out, man.
Well, I tell you like this, though, T. And you know what? I'm glad T called. This is my partner I've been knowing for years. Dope. I even asked him to help out with the Hood Humor Radio Show. He out there doing some promo for us in the streets.
Respect to that.
Hell yeah. I know we crack a lot of jokes and shit. When somebody posted that Nips got shot, and I ain't even hear the shit. Like, that was just a shocker. Like, what the fuck, man? He coming up. Yeah, he's from 60s and all that, but like, he doing positive shit. You know what I mean? He doing positive shit. After sometimes we gotta see the bigger picture in niggas. You know what I'm saying? We can't see the small shit. We gotta see the big picture, man. Man, we gotta rise above all this shit, man. This shit crazy.
But it's so crazy though. You know, this is what we gotta do more. We gotta stop trying to think positive when something negative happens. We gotta always think positive. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to let something a negative experience happen for us to, okay, now we need to straighten up. Nah, fuck that. Well, let's think positive now so nothing negative like this happens.
Exactly.
I see what he was talking about too. Somebody tweeted that he was working on a documentary that was going to narrate Dr. Sebi's trial in 1985. Dr. Sebi claimed to cure AIDS.
One thing I can respect about Nip, all his songs, you could hear his energy, you could hear his pain. Sometimes you feel like he's about to cry, like he's speaking his life, homie. We don't have that's motive. It don't matter where the fuck he's from. The nigga came out of the street, like you said. It wasn't too many rappers from LA.
Exactly.
Now we got niggas coming out of LA. I fuck with Blueface, but Blueface is on a different level. Like, nigga, like,
Nipsey is more of like a newer icon.
Nipsey got his own lane. Like, he made a lane for like street niggas, like niggas out South Central LA niggas. It ain't really no South Central LA niggas that's really out here rapping. You see what I'm saying? He represent for us.
Right.
Nigga should have said, you know what, fuck this flag shit, nigga. You put LA on the map, nigga. Let's do this shit.
I think Nipsey.
This flags.
Nah, go ahead, bro.
No, you good. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Oh no, I think like I was about to agree with you on that point. I think Nipsey, he created that lane where you could be, you know, a gang member or a hustler, but still have education as a background and still be focused and still be trying to aspire to do some shit. Like he wasn't just stuck on like, all right, I'm gonna just be a crib from the, you know, from the '60s, and then that's just it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna actually like be out here and uplift this community and put money in this community. And these millions I'm making is going right here to the corner to the stores.
And don't come back to the hood. That part. Open up in the store in the middle of his hood. That was some gangster shit, man.
Yeah, man,
this is fucking with his homies. You know what I mean?
It's difficult.
I mean, it's like shit. I mean, it's sad to hear though, man. Like I said, like
or fucking tell you that it's possible and show you how they did it.
Right.
Niggas want to show you they Rolex, they iced out fucking Cuban.
Right.
Or a nigga in Miami talking about I'm shouting out my hood all day. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, you ain't even here.
Right.
Niggas raps ain't fucking inspirational. Nigga, all they doing is talking about the shit they got.
Like them,
I'm paying you to tell me about the shit you got and the shit I don't have.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, we don't have any generational wealth. Like, like black men in general. Like, if you really think about how we raised, most of our homies don't know they pops or they dad didn't really give them game as far as banking and like learning how to pay bills and like learning how to save money the right way. And the only way we really learn money is off of like watching homies hustle and you know watching your moms put some shit away, your grandmas or some shit. We ain't never really had like nobody teach us finances and income. So when you got somebody like Nipsey that's like putting finance and income into like our minds and making people think about other ways to like establish business, this is a bigger L than a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Just like how you push that shit, all money in, no money out. That shit sound like a cliche. But basically, nigga, that's his investment. That's how he came up. He was probably selling dope, nigga. Hey, all this profit, we gonna keep putting into to get this music shit. Whatever profit we get, we're not gonna spend that. We're gonna reinvest to get better equipment. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get better at this shit.
Remember,
all money in, all money out. That's what he lived on.
Just bought the whole shopping center he got killed at.
Facts. Remember, Jay-Z bought all of his projects that when he did the $100 thing. Yeah. Jay-Z bought all of them. He was like, I'm going to buy 100 of them. Made 10 racks off of that shit real quick. Just because of shit like that is, you know, he had ideas that were way ahead of a lot of people.
And then I went and bought the book he got the concept from.
Right.
I'm pretty sure a lot of niggas ended up buying that book.
He didn't sell his soul. Like, he kept it like 100. You know what I mean? He kept it trill. You feel me? There ain't gonna never be another Park, and ain't gonna never be another Nip. Homie, the way he come off, ain't nobody gonna better come off like that. Man, look what these niggas is talking about. Like my boy Ifrin said, ain't nobody talking about shit. But let me say, well, I know I've been online for a long time. I wanna bring some shit to y'all attention too. So back in Africa, I'm not saying we all from Africa though, but back in Africa, if you listen to the beats that they was doing, everything was like up tempo. Secondly, blues wasn't made until it was brought to America. But now in the rap music, they lower the frequency. So when you lower the frequency in the music, it's only certain shit that you can talk about. That's why all these niggas talking about that dark shit. That's why niggas are leaning, because it's frequency. Listen to the music. It's a darker music. It's slower, so it's a darker energy. So that's why they gonna talk about all this shit. But if you play an up tune, if you play an upbeat, the frequency you see, because God, I'm sorry, God operates on a higher frequency. We all know that. Devil operates on a lower on a lower frequency. So if you higher the frequency in the music, you're gonna talk about positive shit. So when you lower the frequency, that's how they control the lyrics. That's how they control these artists to fucking brainwash motherfucker. Lucifer was in charge of the music department and shit. I'm sorry, I may be off subject, but I just want to drop some shit. You know what I mean?
Nah, you accurate. That's kind of crazy because I talked to a few of my homies about this shit. A lot of the music that's on the radio is actually played in a certain key. Like if you listen to like all the Drake songs, Chris Brown, all the like major records, they're all played in the same key or note or chord structure in a certain way, and that's just meant for people to, you know, kind of zombie out on that shit. And now if you add to the fact that hip hop music is the only music that if you do that for a prolonged time, you can actually get cases of schizophrenia. And there's no other music that they've ever studied that has that, you know, like that fact behind it. So when you listen into like Beethoven or you listen into like classical music and shit like that, you don't have the same responses that you would get from hip hop. And that's just because that shit is so monotone and it's so circular. So I think, you know, with us, and that's how we think, you know what I mean? We think like one check to the next check, one hustle to the next hustle. You know what I mean? It's like like we don't really have any longevity in our thoughts. And you know, if we look at that shit, it's a byproduct of a lot of the shit that we do, from the food that we eat to the music that we intake. And that shit, you know, plays a higher effect on like the, you know, the systemic results of how we live in and shit. So, you know, that shit real, man. I know a lot about that shit.
You know what? I was watching a Kodak interview, but big ups to Kodak. I like Kodak. I like his music. But anyway, I was watching one of his interviews, and the dude asked him, so what does the ZZ shit mean? The nigga said it mean a zombie on Earth. Like, basically, he talking about he a zombie, but he couldn't say that, so he had to say ZZ shit. So that whole song, nigga, like, he a fucking zombie.
Well, the ZZ shit is that Zoe Pound shit. Like, he's Haitian, so that's the gang there. Yeah, so it's like a reference to, it's a Haitian reference to his gang shit. And that's kind of, you know, that's some other shit. But either way, Kodak is crazy. He just threatened. He just said he just beat up Sticky Fingers and pistol whipped him.
It's just crazy how these motherfuckers
he said he was going to shoot Sticky Fingers with his own gun. It was fake.
They control these artists' minds, dude. Like, the shit is like, it's deep, man. The shit is deep. It's deep, man. I mean, 'cause I'm into music, man. I've been doing a lot of reading and research and shit. So it's a lot of things. Like, I love, you know, I love music, but it's a lot of things that kind of kept me from going mainstream. You start seeing this shit. It's just like the thing is, bro, this shit is so obvious. Like, motherfuckers don't even believe it. That can't be true. But it's so obvious, but it's nothing we can do because this shit been planned since the beginning, man. So it's like, at that time when they were scheming, we didn't see it. Now it's out there. So, like, when you push it in people's face, they find it hard to believe. You know what I mean? I believe that all these fucking movies and shit, that should be messages, bro. How the world coming to end. It do be messages, shit, man. That should be subliminal messages. But some people don't pick it up. They pick it up, oh, it's just a movie, man. Shit. This movie got too many fucking details. This shit got too many elaborate situations. Either this shit happened before or it's about to happen. This shit too deep.
I mean, I put it to you like this, man. A lot of people do shit for that evil greenback. Like you said, they'll sell their soul for that. You know, I made a song a while ago with Don Juan, man. It's called Get It In. I had a part in there where I said a lot of people wonder why I didn't have a deal because I'm not about to sell my soul for a fucking meal. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's so crazy. A lot of people feel like, oh, I'm coming from a place of poverty where it's no hope. And if I get an opportunity, a lot of them feel like, oh, well, I'm going to do it. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, it's like, come on, man. Like, is it worth it? That's what you got to ask yourself in the end, and that goes to anything. That's for you know, people out here just doing all kind of random shit. They know they're not supposed to be doing it, but they feel since everybody else is doing it, it's okay. But in the end, you know, if it's wrong or right.
Right. See, what people don't understand is the things that money can get you is more important than money itself. You see what I'm saying? But they use the money to control us. That's how they control motherfuckers and shit. It's crazy, bro. Like, you know what, I was on my way to work one day and I was thinking, like, fuck, I'm standing next to a fucking tree, right? I stare at that motherfucking tree and I'm like, this is the fuck I'm working for this motherfucking tree. This is why niggas can't get help from the hospital because they don't got insurance. They don't have enough of this fucking tree, the shit that grow from the earth that they turn into fucking money. And that can determine if you live or die. That shit is fucked up, bro.
Man, I mean, you
know
what?
Fucked up, man.
Like that boy J-Dog said down in Houston. You can call it what you want. Around here, we call it life. Some make it, most don't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true, man.
You gotta get into that shit, man. Like real talk, man. But hey, T, man, we're gonna have to let you go, man.
All right, yeah, you got my line, man. Hit me up.
For sure, man. Thanks for calling in.
Yes, sir. Bless up, brother.
Appreciate you, bro.
You too. Have a blessed one. Bye.
And you know, anybody else out there listening who want to comment or got something to say, y'all can hit us up at 213-270-1969. You know, yeah, man, it's crazy. Sunday, coming off of a wild Saturday, going into Monday. You know, it's a holiday for some most. A lot of people don't know Cesar Chavez Day. We got a long weekend. You know, it's like, and some people is like, oh, it's just another rapper lost. But nah, it's deeper than that. You know, for people who didn't even know him personally, you listen to his music, see where he came from and where he got to. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta feel some kind of way. Right. If you rep in LA, if you from LA or you've been living in LA. Even some people on the eastern seaboard internationally, they online talking about it. You know what I'm saying? This is a guy that came out the hood. This is a riot area where he came from, where we all came from, you know what I'm saying? And made it to a place where he performed overseas. You know what I'm saying? Coming from South Central LA. Right. Not too many people can do that, and it ain't even about gangbanging. It ain't even about blood and crip. You know what I'm saying? This is about a young black dude who had a dream, and you know he pushed towards that dream and fulfilled it. now his life was taken early. You know what I'm saying? But then again, too, if you get into it biblically, you know what I'm saying? For those people who very spiritual, you got to know, you know, when God wants you, he wants you. What's up? You on the line with Hood Humor?
Hey, I've been hearing y'all talk about that Nipsey Hussle situation. And, you know, it's sad. It really is. Because, you know, he was, you know, like a major figure for, you know, L.A., like for the hood, really. Because, you know, you have people that come out of L.A. and, you know, they go to other cities and other states and they rep them, you know, Atlanta, Houston, and all that. But Nips was repping L.A. He was letting people know where he was from. And it's just sad that, you know, the person that was holding that gun was another black man, you know, and it's like, damn, we are worst enemies because we continue to take our own lives. You know, we continue to take fathers from their children, you know, we continue to take men from the home. And this is all that they want. This is what they want. They want us to continue to kill each other. Why you think they, you know, promote and push so much hip-hop, you know, towards the urban culture? Because they want us to, you know, think nothing but evil thoughts. They want us to continue to destroy ourselves because they know that they can't do it themselves.
Yeah, I mean, that's where, like Terrell said, we got to wake up, man. You know, like, you know, everybody out here, especially a lot of the black folks, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody else listening from everywhere. You know, we got Hispanic people, Asian, everybody in America. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I've noticed about the black culture tends to try and help defend other races a lot, especially what's going on now with the border situation with Trump and everything. Yeah. You see a lot of the brothers out here riding with the Hispanics. We show support for the Hispanics. But, okay, why don't we show that own support for our own people?
It's easy to answer, though, because I think we haven't ever learned a family dynamic that is led by a black man. Most of us come from strong women. So, like, when you have, like, a single family background, you're going to be empathetic to a lot of other situations. It's not really your own, because if you don't have, like, I grew up with my dad, so I learned, like, all right, you got to, you know, support your brothers, love your homies, like, you know what I mean? But my dad also was kind of cold when it came to loving, you know, just me and showing me support. So I also had that other edge. I think in society, when it comes to us, like, it goes back to the love thing. Like, oh, I got love for you, dog. I got love for you, dog. It's not the I love you concept.
Because, you know, back in slavery days, you know, black people stood together. You know, black people had to stand together because we were being killed. We were ones, you know, being chased down, being hung, you know, had our men getting their pieces, you know, castrated and cut off. So it's like, you know, we was the ones dealing with this. So we were able to, you know, rise up together. We were able to stand together. One thing that a lot of people don't talk about is Black Wall Street. A lot of people do not talk about that no more, and that's a major thing in black history, and you don't even hear about that at school, towards as, you know, when we have Black History Month. They don't talk about nothing. You know, I have kids that go to school, and, you know, my son come home, and I asked him, you know, what did you learn during Black History Month? And he said, you know, we learned about Cesar Chavez, we learned about Rosa Parks, or Martin Luther King. I mean, these are the only three people that they're teaching our kids about. And it's like, if we depended on the school district and, you know, these teachers nowadays to teach our kids what they need to know as far as talking about our history, half of us don't even know our own history. So how we going to teach our kids the history?
I mean,
it's like, this is our fault. We got to educate ourselves. They hide everything in the books because they know we're not going to read them.
It's not even that they hide. It's not even that they hiding it. They just put it in the books. We choosing not to read them. Every book is out there and we got access. We just choose not to invest in that. Like, you a square. Like, us as black folks don't take enough accountability for the things that we label each other as. And then we wonder why, as a culture, why we don't achieve and we don't push for education. But when most of most of the people in our neighborhoods are calling the smart kids squares and nerds and losers,
that's real shit.
Then how do we expect our culture to embrace being educators and being great leaders and being that. We don't have any foundation when it comes to that.
Part about it.
I'm an educator now, and my homies look at me like a square. It's like, oh, you a
have
square.
Older folks that pick on kids about being a smart ass. Oh, they
exactly.
Know you a little smart ass.
That's real.
You think you smart.
That's some real shit you said, Speck. You know what I'm saying? In the hoods nowadays, a lot of people glorify
being stupid,
the idiot gangster.
Yeah.
But they look down on the guy that's got a future in front of him. That's gonna get out of the hood.
That part.
F that nigga. He gonna leave us. You know what I'm saying?
That part.
Ain't that the goal, to make it out the hood?
It's the fear of missing out. It's a syndrome. Like, it's actually a sight. It's actually like a psyche. Like, when you missing out on what you're scared of, you defend against it. You know what I mean? And if you look at gang members, that's why they protect their neighborhood so much, because they scared to leave it. It's like, all right, cool. I'm gonna protect these 5 blocks because I'm scared to go to the beach. I'm scared to go to the Staples.
And they were basically mad about Tiger, getting out the hood and not taking all of his homies out the hood with him. It's like Tiger took the ones that was riding with him before he even got famous. That's who he took with him. And it's like, he helped a few people. He came back to the hood and helped a few people, but the people that he helped, because they didn't get on like he got on, they felt like, he wasn't, oh, he not a homie. He not for the hood. Oh, fuck Tiger. Fuck him. No, excuse my language. We ain't dealing with him. We ain't dealing with him. And it's like, at the end of the day, how can you be mad at this man because he did what was, most sensible? He got the hell up out the hood, and, he took the people that was down with him from day one, not the people that, tried to come around once he became famous, but the people that was there, the people that was loyal, the people that helped him, the people that pushed him, the people that encouraged him to keep going and to get to where he's at. And, a lot of people in the hood was really trying to down him because he come to the hood with all these nice-ass cars, but he ain't buying us these cars. Like, why do he have to take care of the whole hood because, he done became famous? It's like people got that mentality where if you got it, I want it.
It's not even that. It's if you got it, you owe it to me.
Then I'm going to drag you down.
You owe it to me because you're successful.
And that's how a lot of the dudes from the hood feel. Like, okay, we can't. You ain't even got to know this dude. He just know you live in the hood.
Right.
But you came up, now you doing something big. Okay, you owe it to show me some love. But I don't even really know you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You wasn't here. Through my trial and tribulation getting to where I'm at.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
I ask people this all the time because a lot of people, like, for instance, like, I just got a new job teaching, like I was telling you, but I've been an educator for the last 15 years. Whether the martial arts, I used to teach autism for LA County. So I taught a lot of specialized kids, and, we have to deal with, like, black families that don't understand autism. They don't understand, like, if your kid is crazy, we always like, oh, we not crazy. We don't deal with mental health. That was always what I got from the black community because we were scared to say that we have post-traumatic, stress. We got PTSD. We got issues. We got these things going on. And what I tell a lot of people, just to kind of backtrack, is that word proud. I do not like people telling me that they're proud of me if they're not my family. And the reason why is because people will tell you they're proud of you when they see you winning, when they see you successful. They didn't do shit to go to school for me for 5 years. They didn't do shit when I got locked up or I was in trouble. They didn't do shit for me when I was sleeping in my car, working 2 jobs, going to college. How the fuck are you proud of me? You didn't do shit in order to help me get to where I'm at. Like, I'm proud of my children for what I've done for them. I'm proud of my family. My grandma, my moms, they're proud of me. I'm happy for my friends. I'm grateful. But it's those type of words that we use in our community that's what enables us to not help each other. It's like, oh, yeah, man, let me patronize you. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, dog. And for what? You ain't do shit?
Well,
I did all the work.
So Rocky P. Henson, she started like a fundraiser, and I think she's starting like a black community where, she has like a lot of mental health, like psychiatrists for black families, because when you in a black family, you're told to like shut up about it, don't say nothing about it. Whatever happens stays here. Whatever happens at my house stays in my house. So it's like you have a lot of black kids and even adults nowadays that are still dealing with, things that traumatized them in their childhood, and they had no one to express them feelings to because it was always like, the black parent be like, oh, shut up, you just, being extra, or, suck it up, don't cry about it.
Or white people only go see the psychiatrist. A lot of kids
that were molested by their own family members, and it was like, the family would tell them, be quiet about it. While that family member is still coming around, they're still allowed to be at, the family cookouts. It's like, ain't nobody paying attention to this. So she started a fundraiser just for, black families, to be able to see a psychiatrist or a therapist or a counselor, something. Because a lot of the times we push a lot of things under the rug and just say, the hell with it. It'll handle itself, when in reality, it takes a toll on you as you get older. And a lot of people spiral out. They become these evil-ass people going around killing people for no reason.
And you know what's crazy? Right. What she just said, you got a lot of people, like you say, in families who do crazy shit like that, and the family knows about it, and they just say, don't say nothing about it. Like, some people may even say, well, uncle or auntie is crazy like that, but doesn't make it right. Is that okay? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. That's people got to snap out of that mentality.
I don't want to take too much of you guys' time. Thank you guys for allowing me to call in and, say what I had to say. Good show, and you guys have a great one.
Thank you. You too.
Gang, gang.
That was tight.
Man, you know what I'm saying? It's a crazy Sunday, man, and it seemed like a Saturday, like I said, because it's a 3-day weekend. But a lot of shit going on in L.A., not even just with what happened today. It's a lot of shit going on in L.A. right now. And the way we know about what's going on in L.A., when you ride around, you see the tagging on the walls, what's going on, you know what I'm saying? That's how you know it's summer's coming.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And summer is real in L.A. A lot of people say, oh, well, summer in L.A., Venice Beach, Santa Monica Beach, fuck that. You come to South Central, the beaches is full of blood in the street. You know what I'm saying? Right. It ain't no fun and games. Summertime, get out here, it get hot in L.A. People be like, oh, don't get hot in L.A. like down south or back here. It get hot, niggas get irritated, and niggas out here who get irritated and hot, they smoking sherm, they getting lit up, and they out there finna light some motherfuckers up. You know what I'm saying? Like, real shit.
Yeah, that's true, man.
And this shit is crazy, man. But like I say, we all gotta snap out of it. You know what I'm saying? I get so sick and tired of seeing cats who get on this movement right now when an incident happens. Like, okay, let's black stick together, and then 2 weeks later they don't hear shit from these niggas.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
Like you gotta be consistent with it. Like, for example, a lot of people who know me, like, through the week I go hand out food to homeless. You know what I'm saying? And my grandmother, she was just like really ill last week. My mom called me early in the morning and said that her heart is failing. You need to get up here right now. And I'm at work. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, damn. And I had a bunch of food in the ride. And I'm like, damn, I gotta go get this food out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's like, damn, sometimes you gotta do what's right. Okay, look, do what you gotta do. And she's healthy now, everything's fine, everything's cool. But I said to myself, you know what I'm saying, having a good heart, looking out for other people, maybe that's what saved her. That was your blessing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like some people got to do the right thing. A lot of people know what they're supposed to be doing or have to be doing, and they do other shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I think me and Speck was talking about this, and what I meant on Twitter when I told him, well, not him, I had just wrote that a lot of people juggling multiple relationships. You remember that shit?
Yeah.
And it's like, I look at it like this. It's like you can't sit here and really, in my opinion, you can't really sit here and say that, okay, just because him or her is doing it, it's right.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like just because he's cheating on his wife with 3 other women, like, don't mean it's right. You know what I'm saying? People gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that you're a bad person for doing it because nobody's perfect.
I think that there's a lot of man, when you're talking about sex and you're talking about monogamy and being polyamorous and things of that nature, it's really difficult because, like, if you study science and you just go on a science, if you take a science route, like humans, other than maybe a couple species of birds and I think like a fucking penguin, there's like one kind of penguin, are the only mammals that stay with one partner throughout their lives. I think there's an owl. There's a certain species of owl that does that too. But every other mammal migrates and they mate and they push for the next, you know what I mean? Yeah. But we use sex as a tool for bonding. We don't use sex as just for mating. Yeah. We use sex as leverage. We use sex as a control thing. We use sex as a part of possession. So when you're dealing with those type of logics, you're going to get these type of situations. Like if you look at science and you're like, yo, like, I'm not supposed to just be with one lady or I'm not supposed to just be with one man. Like, if I just go by my natural fucking attractions and my natural passions, this is what I'm led to. It's a lot easier to deal with. But once you start adding all these things like your expectations in couples and your expectations in a partner or a lack of a partner, and there's no truth to what you really feel, you know, like for me, it's like if I want to date somebody, it's like, yo, like, I want to have threesomes and I want to be super sexual with other women and you at the same time, like, is that something that you fuck with? If not, it's all good. If yes, cool. But we just got to be real about it. I think when there's a lot of other things going on, then that's what makes it difficult because, we could rely on the Bible way, but there's also science too. Yeah. And everything around us is science. And if you look at everything else,
I mean,
it's kind of difficult for us to just be like, oh yeah, well, we the ones who wrote the Bible and shit. Yeah. So like,
I mean,
we got to move different than this motherfucking bear over here who, he about to migrate.
I respect everybody's opinion. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got a lot of people look at stuff differently. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And just really quick, you know what I'm saying? Everybody just got to do their part. Try and do what they supposed to do. Right. Ain't nobody perfect. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody gonna do everything they supposed to be doing, but you can try. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely.
I gotta come back for a part 2, man. I like y'all show.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But we got 3 minutes, man. Why don't you go ahead and tell people where they can find you on social media and stuff?
Instagram, SpecTheKid, SPCTH. My website is actually changing. The servers right now, my boy's actually in the process of doing that. He's across the street, actually. But litlifestudios.com. As far as the music goes, you can find me online. Just look up Speck on Spotify, Speck Retro Speck. Like I said, Speck Goody on YouTube. Pretty much everywhere, But if you honestly hit me on Instagram or Twitter, I could lead you to a bunch of stuff, shows, music, history, all that. Love. Thank y'all for having me. Real talk. Sure. I hate talking about myself.
Yeah, you kind of sped through that,
man.
Yeah,
facts, man. He was about to zoom through that, dude. And she like, yo, come on. We got to get it popping.
As always, man, follow us both at Hood Humor 3. You can catch me on I Am Brandon Black on Instagram. I'm on there mostly. My man, Real 100P. Shout out to Miss Brittany. Love. What is it? Brittany Love 1, the other one? One Brittany Love. I'm sorry. I'm going to get that shit right one day. One Brittany Love. It's her rap page. She dope as shit, man.
And shout out to everybody who viewed us, listened, or watched us on YouTube, Facebook, whatever. Everybody down in Texas, Arkansas, California. Shout out. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Shout out to my boy Eric Mack, comedian. Eric Mack. I am Eric Mack on Instagram. I went and did the Not Your Average Comedy Show last night. And the shit was dope, man. Fun space. So look out for that, too. And as always, shout out to the after party. Shout out to Montana for putting us down, holding us down, and believing in us, man. And everybody be safe out there.
Be safe. It's finna get hot and turn up. Shout out to everybody in Beaumont, Texas, Port Arthur. We miss you, Wendy Gale. Rest in peace.
Clap for a nigga with his rapping ass. Blow a stack for your niggas with your trapping ass. Clap for a nigga with his rapping ass.